I spent 9 days as an inpatient in a hospital bed waiting for pathology to come back after my surgery. I had about half my stomach cut out to remove a tumor, and so I waited for days in the hospital recovering and waiting for pathology to come back to determine if it was cancer or not. And during that time, being in grad school, I was so curious, so I had a million questions for anybody who would possibly listen and spend time with me about hey, what does radiation mean, and what is chemotherapy, and what are all these acronyms, and whatever the case may be. And there never seemed to be, frankly, the tools or the time of the caregivers to be able to help me kind of feel informed and empowered. And it just then generates a lot more anxiety, which I'm sure is not good for your well-being or your health. And so just the lack of the healthcare and patient care is really designed to be done to you and not done with you. And I certainly felt like the care was being done to me and not with me, and that was very difficult for somebody who's used to being in pretty good control of decisions that we actually make. Yeah, this will sound a little bit ridiculous and absurd, but I'll never forget, on the 6th or 7th day of my hospital stay, I was asking my nurses, hey, I saw my surgeon yesterday, and then an oncologist came in to speak to me, and they think it might be cancer, and so I'm just trying to get my head around, you know, what this all means and to get educated, and I don't have my laptop with me, so how can I? And so one of the nurses in her rush said, oh yeah, well, we have an education channel on channel 9. And so I'm on my old TV, I'm channeling all the way up around to kind of get to the channel I wanted to see from this old stuff. And I get to the channel, and there's a breastfeeding video on the thing. I'm like, what in the world is going? So you know, so this kind of really was like a jarring thing to kind of say, you know, here I am at the most important moment probably in my life, to understand, comprehend, and respond. And so that was really the moment where I was like, hey, this has got to be different, you know. And so we began to think about what technologies we could use to really kind of change the whole process around. We started our work in the hospital setting. It kind of was based on my personal experience. That work is extending very rapidly into people's homes, into people's lives, on mobile devices, and just to make sure that how can we have people follow their health journey with the same rigor they actually follow their sports teams or their college or their bank account or what have you. And so a lot of our work is what we call cross-continuum patient and family engagement. So how can we tie directly into the provision of care and the providers and make sure that patients and families own, you know, not their health journey, their life journey. So we're really getting further upstream to say, hey, what are my life goals and how does my health relate to my life goals, and how can I be a more active participant and owner of that process, you know. And that's the one avenue. And the second really is internationally. We're doing a massive project in Saudi Arabia and Riyadh right now. It's very exciting. They're watching their culture shift and their health behavior shift at some alarming rates on diabetes and obesity and things that we've experienced here in the US for some time. And I think if we get ahead of the curve in some of these places as well, we can really have an impact, you know, on society and on culture, you know, worldwide. So there's really two really exciting kind of venues of where we're heading next.